throw a little betting thing at you. Bet under the total or bet against the Rockies in the first game when they go on the road after a long homestand, because they can't make the adjustment. It's really hard. So they don't hit as much, especially that first game they go on the road after a long road trip. It's something they've tried to combat. I can remember as far back as Bichette, when he was playing in right field for the Rockies, he had the club take a pitching machine on the road, and he'd get out there at like 1 o'clock for the first game of a road trip, say Cincinnati or St. Louis, whatever. He'd be out there and he'd set up the machine, and the biggest breaking balls that you could set up, So he'd try to face 100, just as many breaking balls as he could face off that machine, just to try to get used to the pitches were going to be breaking more than they were during the homestand. So that's the thing that's, it's never mentioned. But it is a huge adjustment to go from the course field to the road, where the pitchers are just, pitches are sharper breaking. That's why it's part of the reason why the home road splits for them are so wide.
Now,
it's not a total benefit. It's not a total benefit to play there, with the Rockies, is what I'm saying.
I gotcha. Now, a guy that benefited greatly from there was DJ LeMahieu. What are your thoughts about DJ LeMahieu's tenure in Colorado versus where he's gone to New York? Because he's a fine hitter.
I'm talking about. It's not so much the home runs, because if you hit it, it's going to go out anyway. It's the doubles and the gap. The balls hit in the gap, and balls hit all over the field, like exactly the way he hits. He hits foul line to foul line.
Mm-hmm.
He does have some pop. He can hit the ball out of the park. He's more of a line drive doubles hitter, and that's why he put up great numbers in Colorado. But guess what? He went to Yankee Stadium and also put up great numbers.
Exactly.
In that ridiculous little right field over there. It's like a high school field.
The bandbox, as they call
but
it.
it's a joke. It is a joke. How come that's never held against the great Yankee sluggers?
Right.
That just never is. So that's East Coast. That's a little East Coast bias there. But, you're talking to a guy who's been in Denver and Arizona for the last 25 years. So I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Oh, I understand.
But it's true. So hopefully, with what DJ did, people will say, "Hey, wait a minute. Maybe this Coors Field thing isn't as much as we think, and maybe maybe we should take into account what a bandbox Yankee Stadium is in right field, not left field, right field."
Okay.
Because DJ hits the ball to right field as much as he does the left, really, if you're watching.
Well, he was getting more publicity in New York, and obviously his hitting definitely...
he was just underrated here.
Right.
Here in Denver. There's no doubt about it.
Right. Now,
he's also one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. He's just a winner, just a real grinder. Great. Quiet, he doesn't say anything, but he's just, he leads by example. He's the guy you want on your team, trust me.
I actually interviewed him 2 years ago. One of the nicest guys. He's from our neck of the woods too. So,
Oh yeah, Birmingham Brother Rice.
Oh yeah, that's true. Birmingham Brother Rice, and he's a really nice guy too. So, I have nothing but
very, very quiet, very understated. He'll never say anything about himself. It's all about the team. He's an old school player.
So you talked about Todd Helton, okay, for a moment. Do you think that he, now that Walker's getting in there, that his candidacy will pick up steam?
Yeah, I think so. He wasn't as good as Walker, just all around tools, speed, running, defense. I think he's a really good defender, though. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're talking about the greatest Rocky, right at this point, you got to go with Helton. He played his whole career in Denver. He has all the career team records for virtually like every category because he's played there his whole career.
Yeah, years ago I talked to...
Yeah, Walker was only there, 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, years ago I talked to Todd. He's a really super nice guy, too. Another class act out there. So, all right, let's talk about Curt Schilling, Tony. You said that next year you feel will be Curt Schilling's year. Why do you think it's taken him so long to get in there?
That this year? I think it was 70, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I would say there's no doubt. They get a couple more next year, and that'll be it. A couple more votes. His regular season total. Yeah, maybe they're a little short. As far as just over 200 wins, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can nitpick at that, but if you throw in the postseason, I mean, the guy was just absolutely phenomenal in the postseason.
Right.
So that's enough to put him over the top. And then you go by, the standard, the 300 win thing has kind of gone away now.
Right.
So a guy with 215 wins can get in there.
Right.
Before, he wouldn't have had that great of a chance.
But why is it taking him so long? Why is it taking him so long? Do you think his political stance and a lot of that stuff is being held against him?
And that's some of it's politics, but he can't hold it. So what if he's conservative? So what? You can't hold that against him. It's that one comment he made about I forgot what he said about journalists. They should be strung up or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that certainly alienated him from many writers. But like I said, I think in the old days, his 215 wins and a couple other things would have come up short. On the grading scale, the longevity grading scale. But now that's kind of gone by the wayside as how starting pitchers have been used has changed so much. You don't have to win 20 games anymore. You don't have to pitch 280 innings and
Okay, so you're
350 guys like Denny McClain, and Bob Gibson used to do,
So you're saying
not used that way anymore.
Right, because of specialization. So my question to you is this, Tony. We know 300 wins was the standard before. Do you think that 250 wins is now the 300 wins of this era?
Yeah, kind of. I think so.
Yeah.
It's definitely come down from 300.
Yeah, because
250 is not going to be held against you. Absolutely not.
Right.
Pedro Martinez didn't. He just won over 200 games too.
Yeah, 219.
Right.
Yep. And to me, he's a Hall of Famer in my mind too. So I don't have any problem with this. While this has changed, I'm just saying that it has to.
Yeah, a lot of people have told me that Schilling's comments toward the writers, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. Otherwise,
yeah, really.
Because if you do, then what you can see will be held against you in the court of Baseball Writers Association of America. And apparently Barry Bonds hasn't figured that out yet for another day. But again, don't alienate the writers.
That's another issue.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just mentioning that.
I don't vote for Bonds, but it's not because of his personality. But,
right.
Nobody liked Eddie Murray either, but everybody voted for him.
Right.
He deserved to be in it. He didn't talk to anybody. I got to,
So
I really didn't have a problem with him. He didn't talk to anybody. So
right.
Okay.
Well, neither did Steve Carlton in either. Their number. He was one of those guys that where the numbers were good. Yeah. Of course, you're in Philadelphia. Nobody talks to you anyways there. But
he wasn't very media silent. But again, you can't deny Steve Carlton. Jeez.
No. Okay, you mentioned a few other players I'd like to get into while we have a little bit of time here. Say I got another 15 or 20 minutes or so, 20 minutes. You talked about Jeff Kent. Where do you tell me you voted for him? Do you think he has a puncher's chance to get in?
I do now, yeah.
Do you?
The ballot's cleared. The ballot's really cleared now. The Bonds and Clemens are, you still got, I guess, Sheffield and A-Rod's coming on the ballot in a couple of years. But anyway, I think there's room now at that bottom of the ballot for a guy like Kent. And I just think that, first of all, I don't think he was a bad second baseman like some people think. I just think I don't think he ever hurt anybody's team with his defense. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't like Gold Gloves. He's never going to be compared to Robbie Alomar or something. I don't think it was as big of a deterrent as others might think. And if you look at his numbers, for a second baseman, he's way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Way up there.
Tony, I believe he's the all-time leader in home runs at that position.
Yeah.
Yeah, 355.
There's more second basemen like him now. It's become a really big offensive position now, and he was one of the first to do it. The game's changing. You got guys like Max Muncy playing second base, for God's sake. He would have never played second base 20 years ago, but now he's sticking out there and he hits 30 homers.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be the greatest defender in the world, but he's okay. If the ball's hit to him, he's going to make the play. He's just not Robbie Alomar or somebody like that. So I think Kent kind of, pioneered this.
Okay, you talked about Billy Wagner. Where does he stand? Do you think he's
he's really borderline to me. He had some, his strikeout ratio is just ridiculous. It's, he didn't pitch he barely pitched. I don't even think he didn't even pitch 1,000 innings.
Right.
So
932.
Hold that against him. I know a lot of analytics people don't like closers in the Hall of Fame, and I get their point. I do. They only have an impact on one inning, unless you're, Mariano he's the exception to all closer things, though. He was just so phenomenal. But, Billy's, I voted for him once a couple of years ago, and there just hasn't been room on the ballot for him. But I thought I'd put him back on there. This is another thing about Hall of Fame voting. Guys' candidacies change and grow over the years. Just as we were just talking about with Walker and Edgar Martinez, he couldn't get squat for attention early on, but by the time he got in, he was like he was Babe Ruth or something. So
right.
People's opinions change, or just a candidacy needs the 10 years. So if I have a spot on the ballot, I'm going to throw a guy like him on there and just see what just to keep him on there, just to see what happens. You just don't know. Blyleven kind of came out of nowhere. Walker certainly, to me, came out of nowhere. 4 or 5 years ago, he had no chance.
Right.
40%. But now he's in, and I'm kind of glad. I think he does. I think he does deserve to be in. So, these candidacies, we need to see how they grow. I think Roland is another one. I think he's going to be. By the time he's 8th, 9th, or 10th year, I bet he gets in, because his case is just going to look better and better. More people are going to make it look better and better.
Okay.
Coming up with more numbers that support his case.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Scott Rowland. Okay, so you think that his chances will continue to improve over the next year or so?
Yeah, no doubt. Yep.
Okay. All right, let me bring up 3 other players that intrigue me. You say Fred McGriff ended up off the ballot. Are you disappointed that a guy that probably lost more time because of labor issues didn't get on? I think he was definitely, in my opinion, he should be in the Hall of Fame without a doubt, Fred McGriff.
Yeah, I kept voting for him. He was my anti-steroid candidate, so to speak. I just thought that he got shortchanged by playing it straight, and still hit 493 homers, I believe it was.
Right.
I think he was good enough. I really do.
Shy of the 500 mark.
Tony, do you think his case is hurt, too, by the fact that you can never really identify him with one team because he moved around a lot? I believe he played for 7 different teams.
Yeah. He kind of was one of those guys at the end. He kept moving around. But, yeah, I think that kind of hurt him. Yeah, but I think it's just Toronto and Atlanta years I thought were good enough. But that said, he would have been borderline, either way. I'm not saying he was like a slam dunk or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a chance to get...
I won't be shocked if he's one of those, that committee puts him in, the one that put in. It's called the Modern Era Committee.
Yeah.
Right. That was my next question. Thanks, Tony.
That will come up in, I think, next year again. Yeah, it's every 2 years. And it'll have a different composition than the one that Reinsdorf rigged for Baines. So it'll be different people on it. They kind of switch those up.
Oh, do they?
So, yeah, because they don't want you to know who's on it. That's one thing. So you can't bribe them or whatever.
Right.
Because there's like 16 people on these committees. To me, it's not the way to do it, but that's fine. They can do whatever they want. It's their Hall of Fame.
Okay, well then let's talk about a guy that Lewis actually wrote about, Lou Whitaker. Why is Lou Whitaker not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that's one where I guess you could say the writers screwed that one up. I can't. It's hard to dispute that. He certainly deserved to stay on the ballot longer. It's just one of those things. I don't remember who was on the ballot his first year. Maybe it was like one of those years where there were so many guys on there, and he was just the guy who got left off. Like I said before, sometimes you want to vote for 11 or 12, but you're not able to. You're only able to vote for 10. And not enough people put him on there at the bottom of their ballot, and he didn't get to 5%. So he's off. Was that right? No, it wasn't right. Definitely, that's a mistake. That one goes on the mistake, in the mistake category for the writers. no doubt.